Hello everybody, this is your boy, the Almighty Green Talent, bringing you a video, and this video, it pertains to today's game. The Eagles are victorious 22-10 against the Green Bay Packers. But before I begin with the statistics, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to this video. Please hit notification bell top, please hit that. So when these videos come directly from me to you, you're able to watch them, enjoy them, and comment, and share these videos. Alright, and jump right into it. Like I mentioned in the video just a few seconds ago, 22-10. It was one of those games that we knew it would happen, but the game could have gone a little bit smoother. But you got to look at the possibilities of what occurred between this playoff game and the regular season game, with Hurts getting a concussion that he suffered against the Washington Commanders, who, by the way, won the game against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now they on to Detroit, and that's a game that Detroit should win, but we'll see what happens there. But anyway, 22-10. That's not a bad. That's not a bad game to win. Like I said, the game could have gone smoother, but it didn't. The game was a little bit harder than we thought it would be, and you got to look at this anyway. In week 1, when the Eagles played Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles on Jalen Hurts, the Eagles ran completely all over Green Bay defense. So Green Bay came into this game with a little bit more of a notice, letting the league and letting the Eagles know that you're not going to run the ball on us like you did last time, and this was the result of. Saquon had a pretty good game against them, which I will discuss in the statistics in a few seconds. Let me go ahead and get right into it so you'll see exactly what I mean. Here we go, player stats. Here we go. Jalen Hurts had 13 of 21 for 131 yards, a 6.2 average, 2 touchdowns, no INTs, and the passer rating was 111.4, which was not bad, but we felt he could have thrown for at least over 200 yard pass, which would have been better than the 131 that's given, and he has completions, attempts, and misses. And here's the rushing with Saquon Barkley led the way with 25 carries for 119 yards, 4.5 average. He had a 17-yard long was the run. If you guys remember, that 17-yard run was the one that he ran and slid to end the game. No score. We wish he did score, but they wanted him to score on that long run, but he didn't. And Hurts had 6 for 36 yards, 6.0 average, 15 was the long, no score, and Gainwell was 3 for 14, 4.1, 4.7, 6 was the long, no score. Here's the receiving. Devontae Smith led the way with 4 catches for 55 yards, 13.8 was the average, 28 was the long, no score, and Goddard with 4 for 47 yards, 11.8 was the average, 24 was the long, 1 touchdown, and Dawson with 1 for 11 yards, 11.0, 11 was the long. That the first score he scored in the first beginning of the game. Like I said, Jahan Dawson finally got his first career touchdown as the Philadelphia Eagles. He has many with the Washington Commanders, but before the trade, he had no touchdown scores. He had a lot of catches, but he started getting all the catches later on into the later on after the bye week, when he got most of his catches. But this one was the most crucial one because he caught the one in the end zone for the score. AJ Brown with 1 for 10, 10.0, 10 was the long, no score. Barkley was 2 for 4, 2.0, 4 was long, no score, and Greg Katera was 1 for 4, 4.04, no score. Here's the defensive side of the football, which was a okay game. Not the best defensive output, but was okay game. Blankenship was 11. Okay, this is tackles, assists, sacks, interceptions, 4 fumbles, in that order. Blankenship was 11, 4, 0, 0, 1 forced fumble. Zach Bond was 7, 4, 0, 1 interception, 0. Nolan Smith was 7, 4, 2 sacks, 0-0. Mitchell was 1. Mitchell was 6-0, 0, 1 interception, 0. I'm gonna talk about Quentin Mitchell later on in the video. Dean was 6-3, 0-0 before the injury, which I'm also gonna talk about. Burt's was 4-1, 0-0, 1 forced fumble. Cooper DeJean was 4-2, 0-0. Glade was 3-1, 0-1 interception, 0. Hunt was 2-1, 0-0. Carter was 2-2, 0-0. Avante Maddox was 1-0, 0-0. Morrow and Jumbo was 1-0, 0-0. Josh Wood was 1-0, 0-0. We had less production from him in this game, and he had playoff experience. So I don't understand why Whit had less tackle for loss. I don't get that. And Davis was 1-1, 0-0, and Williams was 1-1, 0-0. Before I get farther into the stats, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Quentin McHale and Kobe Dean. Quentin McHale, first career interception. It could have come in a better game. I remember Darius Slay said that Quentin McHale has terrible hands, which is a possibility, because if you look at the way Quentin McHale caught the interception, he had to grip it real well, because that pick could have got out of his hands the way he gripped the football after the pick, I mean before the pick. You know what I'm saying? So, but overall, he got his first career interception. You know what I'm saying? So I'm praying and hope that he gets more interceptions in the playoff games. But we'll see how that goes. But it's good to see him with his first career pick. And I made a video based on this. Y'all gotta go check it out. And based on Quentin McHale first pick, I said that this pick may have just sealed him Defensive Rookie of the Year, because he caught the interception in the playoffs. I guess in the regular season it really don't matter, but it could have mattered if he had 2 or 3 interceptions in the regular season, but he never caught a single interception. He had a chance to get it twice, with C.J. Johnson getting in the way of 2 of them, and then one of them he tried to get the pick, and I think a linebacker or somebody might have got in his way. I know he had a chance to get 3 picks in the regular season, but he got 1 in this one in the playoff game against Green Bay, and that one counted the most. But like I said, that pick may have sealed him Defensive Rookie of the Year, because he got it in the playoffs. Okay, and now on to Kobe Dean. Kobe Dean played pretty well up to the injury. If you guys seen it, he was going for the tackle, and I thought the tackle that he did, I thought the player went over his hip. I thought he had a hip injury, but they're saying it's a knee injury, and that's not good if it is, because his season may just be over. But we'll see more in the coming days on the MRI, because one thing about it, you do get a radar, or an X-ray during the game, but MRIs occurs in the course of the week. So we'll see what happens with the Kobe Dean in the week. I just hope it's not. I just hope it's not a serious, and I hope it's an injury that may keep him out for at least a couple. Keep him out for at least a couple of the playoff games. We'll see what happens there, but I hope it ain't serious. I pray for him. I hope that he's okay. Okay, kick returns. Rogers was 2 for 57 yards, a 28.5 average, 32 with the long, no score. Punt returns, Cooper DeJean with 2 for 11, 5.5, 11 with the long, no score. At kicking, Jake Elliott with 3 for 3, 31.0 average, 32 with the long, no blocks, and he was 1 for 2 on the extra point. That one hurt the most. It should have, instead of 22, it should have been 20. Should have been 26, 25. instead of 22, because he didn't miss the 3 he didn't miss a 3-point field goal, and that hurt. And then Brian Mann with 5 for 243 yards, 48.6 average, 63 with the long, 1 touchback, and 2 inside the 20. Okay, now like I said, I really ain't got to talk about Nakobe Dean and Quentin McKay. I mentioned that earlier in the video. All right, then talk about the Packers. And the Packers probably did better statistic wise as far as the overall game concerned. But here we go. Jordan Love was 20 for 31, 20 for 32, 212 yards, 6.4 average, 0 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and 41.5 average. And Jacobs, that boy that continues. That boy that is a hard nail to nail in the wood. He's really a hard nail to hammer. He had 18 touches for 81 yards, 4.5 yard average, 31 with the long, 1 touchdown. Kraft with 2 for 10, 5.0, 8 with the long, no score. Jordan Love with 2 for 10, 5.0, 11 with the long, no score. And Wilson with 3 for 6, 2.0 average, 4 with the long, no score. Receiving goes to Jake Reed, who had 4 for 46 yards, 11.0 with the average, 20 with the long, no score. Jacobs with 3 for 40, 13.3, 15 with the long, no score. Wicks was 2 for 39, 19.5, 29 with the long, no score. Kraft was 8 for 26 yards, 5.2, 12 with the long, no score. Wilson with 1 for 20, 23, 123, 20.0, 23, no score. Milton was 1 for 16, 16.0, 16 with the long, no score. Dobbs was 2 for 13, 6.5 with the long, 6.5 with the average, 7 with the long, no score. And Brooks was 2 for 9, 4.5, 5 with the long, no score. Okay, here is the defensive output. Okay. Walker was 8-4-0-0-0. McDuffie was 6-4, half sack, 0-0. Cooper, the linebacker, was 6-4-0-0-0. Valentine was 5-2-0-0-0. Clark was 5-3-0-0-0. And McKinley was 5-3-0-0-0. And Williams was 4-2-0-0-0. Egnabear was 4-2-0-0-0, and Van Ness was 4-3-0-0-0. Gary was 3-2, 1 sack, 0-0. Slayton was 3-1-0-0-0. Bullock was 3-1-0-0-0. Wooden was 2-2, half sack, 0-0-0. Nixon was 2-1-0-0-0, and Brooks was 1-0-0-0. Kick return, Nixon was 4 for 95 yards, 23.8 with the average, 28 with the long, no score. Reed on punt returns was 2 for 26 yards, 13.0 with the average, 20 with the long, no score. And kicking go to McManus he was 1 for 2, 13.0 with the average, 26 with the long, no blocks. And he 1 for 1 for extra point. And punting was Whalen was 2 for 100 yards, 50.0, 50 with the long, no touchbacks, none inside the 20. So overall game, Green Bay had the best statistic wise as for play concerned. They just didn't get enough points to win the football game like the Eagles did with 22 points. And like I mentioned in this video, the Eagles could have had more points than that. They could have had at least 30 points in this game, but I know that a lot of Eagles fans was was predicting the game to be higher than this. See, one thing about it, see, that one thing I don't do is predict scores on games because they never turn out the way you want it to be. And a lot of Eagle fans, they do it for their fun benefit. But personally, me, I don't predict scores like that. It is what it is for me. You win, you lose. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if the Eagles put up 35 points to Green Bay 20, that'd have been fine. But when you're 22 points and 10 points by the opposing opponent, just goes to show that predicting games is not the way to go. But it is what it is. They do it anyway. So even though I'm an Eagle fan, I used to predict games years ago, but I got tired of getting burnt on them. You know, and sometimes you get tired of being sick and tired, and that's basically what it was for me. I don't think I did in the betting game in the last probably 20 years, dating back to the early 2000s. I remember the last time that I did some game predictions, but 20 years ago, that's a long time compared to it is now. So I just don't do it. I'm sorry. So I mean, if you guys want to predict games, by all means do it. Don't let me spoil your fun. I'm just letting you know what I don't do. So, but this was a defensive game overall, and I kind of figured that it would be like that, and I have an odd feeling it could be more games to come on this. Because teams are going to look at the film and they're going to see what Green Bay did to Saquon Barkley, and I'm quite sure they're going to do the same thing. But this goes as far as back to the regular season game against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was the only team that balled up Saquon Barkley more than any team in the NFL, and they sold out the run and let the pass complete, which is the game that Hurts had 250 plus yards passing in that game. He threw for 2 touchdowns, no picks, and had a 100 plus passer rating. That was his best game overall in that season. And it's been said that the Eagles will play against a team that's going to stop the run, and they're going to wind up letting you pass the ball. So the Eagles passed the ball against Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh sold out against the run. And from that point on, other teams have been set out against the run to stop Saquon. Saquon has had some difficult times against teams that had better defenses. And down the stretch, we had the same problem. So it is what it is on that part, and that's why he had 119 routes rushing on 26 carries, when it should have been more than that. But Green Bay sold out against the run, and I expect the same thing to happen in the playoff. Jalen Hurts is going to play better than that against the pass. He's going to have to pass the ball these next couple of games in the playoffs if we tend to win the football game, because it makes no sense for A.J. Brown to have one catch for 10 yards in this game when he should have more than. He should have at least 4 or 5 touches for 80 or 90 yards to help with the win. I think if they had been better in that statistical standpoint, it would be a better point spread game as far as the points that it scored. But that wasn't the case, because the Eagles decided not to aim the ball his way. And so I'm surprised that A.J. Brown didn't clown in this game. I guess he decided to say, hey, I don't want to put that picture or that camera on me where I'm actually talking on the sideline and cutting up a storm like he did in games this past regular season, because he had been caught on camera doing that. And so I guess with him being on the sideline reading that book, I guess it kind of took his mind off of what has happened in this game. And so that's when you had Devontae Smith had a pretty good output, and I gave you his statistics in the game. I think he had 4 catches. So him and Dallas Goedert had 4 catches in this game. You know what I'm saying? But the touchdown was scored by Goddard, not by Devontae Smith. So that's one of the reasons why I said that he's the number 1 big threat. I don't know if Green Bay had him balled up in this game. They probably did. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have to go back at the footage and see what actually occurred. And I think that was the case. Probably why he had only 1 catch for 10 yards, because Green Bay had him balled up. But at the time, they also sold out against the run, so that's why they stuffed the run, and they made Saquon earn that 100 yard or 26 touches. You know what I'm saying? Because in the first half of the game, he only had 9 touches, and he got the other touches in the second half, and that's why he wound up with 19. I mean, he had 26 catches, 26 carries for 119 yards, no score. So many things to look at, and I'm just talking about the problems of what happened in this game and for the points being scored. So we'll see what happens, y'all, because Saquon got to get better rushing the ball, because if we don't, that's gonna happen all season. I mean, all playoff season long. Then you gotta think about AJ Brown getting more carries than just one, getting more reception than just one. So we see what happens there, because we gotta see who our next opponent gonna be. Like I mentioned in the game, Washington won game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now they on to Detroit. The Eagles got to decide now the game, and going to decide, I guess, Monday, because Minnesota play somebody this coming Monday. So Monday night game is going to determine who the Eagles play the coming Sunday. So we see what goes on there, family. But that is the week 1 postseason victory. Yeah, that is what it is. So we'll see what happens next week. It's your boy, the Almighty Green Talent, bringing you the statistical victory. 22-10. Philadelphia Eagles move on to the divisional rounds, and the team we play is to be determined on Monday night. So you guys watch the Monday night game, called Minnesota plays, and we'll know who we play Sunday night. Peace. Sunday night, Sunday afternoon. Peace.